Holland. I'm back for another set on our Cadillac. So today I'm going to work on some variations on the leg springs. I have a lot of clients who really tighten their hips, especially the men who are runners, and this always feels good. So some variations here. I'm going to start out with leg springs. They're about a medium resistance, and I'm going to put them about halfway up. So vary that if you need to, up or down. And I'm sorry you're having to look right into the glare from my window, but there's just no other way to film this here in my home studio. Okay, so I'm going to start out on my back, and I'm going to bring the leg springs. I have some double loops here. I really like these to help you kind of not have to focus on your feet while you're working on some core stability and a lot of glutes. All right, so I'm going to start out here, and I'm going to use my hands to press into the bars here. I like to have my elbows down, and you could have straight arms here or about halfway in. You can adjust it up or down. I'm going to work into a neutral spine position here, and this is going to look sort of like the footwork on the reformer. Starting in Pilates first position, I want my knees within the box of my shoulders, and I'm really trying to stretch my sit bones out, pull the low belly down, but have a little bit of a space underneath here, and also work to keep my upper shoulders down. Taking a breath here, and as I exhale, I want to feel the control coming into the abdominals, but also in through the back of the hip, using that spiraling action through the outer hips. Exhale, and I'm going to increase the flow here, trying to keep my feet right in line with my knees, and press out. So this is a great way to really feel the elongation of the spine while core alignment and a lot of glutes and hamstrings here. You can do as many of these as you'd like. I'm going to do about 8 to 10, but as you know from my other videos, I'm terrible at counting, so you just adjust as necessary. Then I'm going to bring my feet parallel here, and I really want to feel almost like bird on a perch here, where I'm kind of wrapping, and I'm going to press and stretch out, using my inner thighs this time to complement the work of the abductors. Feels a lot of great energy across my feet. I love this for how it articulates the feet. Now I'm also going to emphasize a little bit more, as I just realized that I'm using a lot of my hip flexor to bring the legs in, and I want to use more alignment here and really energize more of the quadriceps and the hamstrings than just using my hip flexors to return. In this way, you can make it challenging both going out and coming in, just like if you were on the reformer. Okay, then I'm going to take the legs up here, and I want to just open up maybe about the width of the Cadillac here, point the toes out, feel a little bit of external rotation, and then I want to bring the heels together and really feel like I'm spiraling the inseam of my pants up. Inhale to go out, exhale to draw in. You could keep your hands here. I'm just going to choose to bring my arms down here and press it in. Okay, so reaching out, feeling this sense of inner outer hip, inner outer thigh, talking to each other. Good. And now from here, I'm going to do a little bit of a dolphin kick. So I'm going to press it out to 45 degrees, still working to the neutral spine. And with the heels together, I'm going to bring it down into the carriage and come up. A little dolphin kick. Feel like you're making a little flutter. It's really hard to keep this neutral spine here. That's why it's so challenging. Again, not using the hip flexor, but more stability through the back of the hip. And then here's the real doozy. You're going to go down and reverse it, and then out. So controlling this, using a lot of core strength, a lot of glute power, and last one. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of single leg work. And to make this more challenging, I'm going to bring it cross diagonally. So I'm going to bring the right spring onto the left foot. And I'm going to do some leg circles here. So I'm lining up my hips and pelvis, working here, and trying for me, because I know I tend to hyperextend my knee, I'm really going to work through the toes here to stretch the leg without pushing through the gastrocnemius in the back of the knee here. All right, little leg circles here, trying to control the pelvis. I'm going to go down, around, and up. Exhale, abs in as you come down, and try to just feel like you're rotating a spoon and a coffee cup.
Okay, so do about 5 in one direction. You're working this opposite thigh like mad to stabilize. And then I'm going to bring it down around. You could make these much smaller circles if you wanted to. Wherever your pelvic control is that's where you want to be. Good. And 2. And 1. Good. Now bring that right foot over to the left side here. And I'm going to keep that stable, but I'm kind of working through the side body here. I'm going to open up. I have a lot of range here. Don't feel like you have to do this. But as you bring it over here, so you get a nice IT band stretch, let the pelvis kind of roll with you. Oh, that feels so good. So you're going to let it open out to the side and some external rotation. Stretch wherever your range is. Lots of great adductor work there. And then rotate here and allow, again, that side to stretch. Rolling over. One more. I could do about 10. They feel so good. Out you go. And bringing it around. And stretching here. Good. And then I'm just going to take that one out, bring this left spring onto the right one. Again, working first in that right down the center line here, keeping that right leg long, point the toe, best ballet leg, inhale, exhale around. So do this slowly and under control so you're not letting momentum carry you, but there's lots of abdominal work here. So even though it's a leg exercise, it's really about your pelvic and abdominal stability. One more here, exhale. Good, and then I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to inhale at the top and exhale. Go out, in toward the medial line, and bring it out, in and around. Exhale, belly in as the leg comes down, and 2, and 1. Ooh, feels good. Then I'm going to bring that left foot over to the right side at a nice diagonal here. Stretching out, I'm going to run out of space because of my fireplace, but you could go out as long as your hips would allow. And then as you come over, rotate here, stretch, and allow the body to kind of roll as you pick up your pelvis and stretch. And I'm going to flex the foot so I can go deeper into my hamstrings and glutes. So I'm going to do a little external rotation, toes point out as I go to the right, and then rolling in and feel more heel flexion here, because I can use a good stretch in my hamstring. And having very open hamstrings, I sometimes need to go at a higher range. You adjust as necessary. Oh, that feels so good. All right, now the last one, I'm going to come back and add this because I forgot to do it on the other side. Is I want you to take your left foot over the right, and we're going to do a little bit like a modified corkscrew here. I'm going to bring my hands back onto the bar. I love this exercise because it allows you to find a range that you certainly couldn't do on mat work if you were doing this, but it feels so good to really get a full extension of the front of your hip. So it's almost like you're picking up a package and reaching around and using that top leg to kind of help you reach around here. And then I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to take it out, down and around. Of course, still working on shoulder stability. Lots of abdominals. Oh, it feels amazing. So I'm going to go back to balance out here. Place this strap back on the left foot. Stretch the legs out, going back into my left side. I'm going to cross the right leg over, so just looping your ankles here. And then again, just allowing yourself to make these nice loopy circles that will really release the hip grip. I have so many people with tight hips who really grip in the front of their hips, even when they're doing abdominal work. And I have a tendency too, so it's important to just allow that to open. And I'm going to pick it up. And using the inner thighs together to really glue the insides of my legs together. Oh, that feels so amazing. I highly recommend it. Okay, so then we're going to do just a little bit of sideline leg work. So I'm going to only do this on one side. You could repeat it to do it on the left side because I don't want to have you looking at my back side for a whole series here. All right, so taking the same side spring as the top leg here, I'm going to place that strap into my right foot. I'm going to allow my body to come down. You could certainly be here nice and long onto your arm. You could put a little pillow here. I'm going to come up so you can see me a little better. Try to work through a little core stability here, some oblique work. Bring the upper body into one long line and then hinge the feet over here like you're making a banana. Use the top hand as a kickstand here, and we're going to bring the right leg about 3 inches off of the bottom leg. Flex that foot here. Inhale as you kick forward. Exhale, pull the navel in, point that toe, and stretch back, opening the hip. And because you're on this leg spring, you could actually do this a little bit more into some extension here if you want to. And then kick, and point the toe and come back. Good, and kick, and inhale back. Exhale back. Good. 2 more. Kick. Oh, I'm starting to really feel openness in the hip. It feels so great. And then kick. Pull the navel in. Last one. Kick, and point the toe. Press back.
Hello.
Hey, I'm typing something. If you could just be quiet for a second. I'm almost finished. Good, and then take the top leg right on top of the left one, and you're just going to point the toe up and flexing down. Working a lot of inner thigh here. Flexing, I'm really working on trying to stabilize here as well as not hyperextend my knee, which is something I tend to do. Flex and point. Good, and then you can make little circles here from a flex position. Down, around, and up. 3, 2, 1. Just a couple here to work into glute medius, stretching, bringing it around. All right, and then I'm going to do a little bit of bicycle work here. So I want you to bring the knee up like you're trying to touch your elbow and stretch it back, trying to keep the leg in the same plane as you just kind of mobilize that hip. 2 more this way. Feels really good on this leg spring here. And then I'm going to reverse it. Try to touch my heel to my back, and then bringing that thigh forward and reaching it out. So getting a nice quad stretch here, and press out. Good, and feel like you're just kind of touch your seat back there, and bring it forward. Do 1 more. Sorry if my count is off a little bit here. And then last one, I want you to, actually 2 more. Let's do hot potato here. So you're going to feel an external rotation, internal rotation of your right thigh, and turn the heel up, toes down, and really work from the side of your hip. Tap, tap, and then back. You don't want to be working that ankle. Oh, this is challenging on the abs as well. Tap, tap, and back, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Then we're going to reverse. I'm going to turn the heel down, flex. Ooh, works a lot. Inner thigh, like that. Again, you can do a lot more with this when you've got that spring resistance. It helps you. It gives you more stability. And then the last one here, I'm going to line my body back. Now, you would not be looking at your foot. You want to be looking forward. I'm looking at the camera. That's why my neck is slightly going down here. All right, now I'm going to work bringing that top leg up just about 3 inches, using that bottom leg to connect, and then drawing back down. Top leg up, bottom one comes to meet it. Lots of adductor and oblique work here. I love this. It feels long. Pulling it in. Good. And then let's just bring them both up and lower. It's actually more challenging, believe it or not, because it asks for more stability from the side waist. Press up and lower. 2 more up and lower and up and lower. Great. Now, again, you would repeat that same sequence with the left spring, and you'd have a wonderful little feast for your hips. Hope you enjoyed this. See you next time.